Hey everybody, welcome back to Unlocking the Paradigm Portal. My name is Sarah. So before we go anywhere today, I want to name what a lot of people are feeling right now. If your body's feeling tense, if there's fear sitting low in your stomach, or hell, anywhere in your body, if you feel unsettled in a way that you can't quite explain, that makes sense. People are dealing with very real instability at the moment. Financial pressure, political uncertainty, global conflict, health scares, family stress, loss. This isn't imagined, and I am not here to minimize that. And I am not here to dive into the nitty-gritty of all of that. I am here to talk about let's stop pretending everything is fine and notice how all of this instability is impacting you physically. So when the storm is real, you don't need denial. You need something solid to orient to. You need a lighthouse. You're not going to be able to stop the storm, even if you wanted to, and you can't calm the ocean. But to remind you where stable ground still exists, that is crucial. And today we're talking about how to become that stability for yourself, even while the storm is still happening. Because fear is not philosophical. It is physiological. It is physical. It shows up in your chest tightening, your jaw clenching, not getting any sleep, your patience getting shorter, and your nervous system is wired to scan for threats. And right now there's a lot to scan. So if you feel activated or distracted or overwhelmed, you are not weak. Your body is doing exactly what it was built to do. But constant activation creates a new problem. It makes you feel like there's nowhere safe to land, and that is utterly exhausting. And you don't need the whole world to calm down to create one place where your system can exhale. Because the lighthouse, it doesn't stop the storm, it doesn't control the ocean, it doesn't argue with the waves, it doesn't pretend the danger isn't real, it just stands, solid, rooted, predictable. Its job is orientation, and it tells ships you're not lost, there is still something here. And being the lighthouse is not being in a place of denial, it's regulated presence. And it's saying, this is hard, and I am still here. So, with the lighthouse, to become that, you need an anchor, right? And this is the most important part that most people miss, is that the lighthouse works because it's anchored, it's rooted, and it's deep in rock, and it's unmoving beneath the surface. That's why they are so resilient. And your anchors, your personal anchors, are the things that keep you from getting swept away. So your breath can be an anchor, and your feet on the floor can be an anchor, and routine can be an anchor, or a steady conversation can be an anchor. And anchors are not dramatic, they are consistent. And consistency is what teaches your nervous system that not everything is chaos. So you don't need to feel calm all day. That's not realistic. But what you need are micro moments of steadiness. Think 30 seconds of slow breathing, one walk around the block, turning off notifications on your phone for 1 hour. Just disconnect from technology just for a little bit. Or make one clear decision instead of spiraling through 10 possibilities. Pick the easiest one. That's a place to start. And each time you do that, you reinforce safety pathways in your brain. You literally are creating new neural pathways of processing and looking at things differently and reprogramming the way that you interact with the world and how you see it. And you're not escaping reality. You're increasing your capacity to face it, because capacity is power. So let's do everything we can to expand our capacity right now. We really need it right now. And that requires regulating yourself. And when you regulate yourself, you change the emotional field around you. And children can feel it. Partners can feel it. Friends can feel it. Clients, coworkers can feel it. You don't have to fix everything to be powerful. You just have to be steady enough that you're not amplifying the panic. That's leadership. That's quiet leadership. It's strong leadership. It's lighthouse leadership. And it's becoming the light in the storm, becoming that lighthouse. And just so you know, you can be scared and steady at the same time. And you can acknowledge instability without collapsing into it. Because resilience, it isn't the absence of fear, it's the ability to return to center after activation. So just return, and then return again. And when you get knocked off course again, return again. And that repetition, that's what builds strength. So today, just try this. Before you consume the world, stabilize yourself. Drink water before you scroll. Your body needs hydration. You're probably dehydrated, like most of us in the world. Step outside before the headlines. Like even if you just go outside your front door and take a deep breath of fresh air. Do it before you open up the news. Move your body before you read comments on anything. And I don't mean move in like, some big exercise style fashion. If you do that, amazing. But even just stand up and stretch, just to connect back to what you're physically feeling in that moment. And that's how you begin to create your internal baseline first. Then, once you've got that stability, then engage. Because otherwise you're letting the chaos that is everywhere set your nervous system for the day. And I'm sorry, but when everything else is when everything else is completely out of control, are you going to let the chaos control you? No. Get your grounding, get your bearings, and then you're ready for it. Because even in instability, you are allowed to create safety in small ways that you are able to. You can't always change the chaos. There's a lot of things you can't do anything about, or if you can do something, it might take time. And that's why just for today, baby steps. Make little small pockets of steadiness that matter, that make a difference. Take a warm shower. Drink a quiet cup of coffee in the morning. Or have a structured plan for the day. That might give you a feeling of control over your day. Or have a conversation with someone who's really grounded, that isn't amplifying that existing chaos. And these are not luxuries. They are protective factors. They are you taking care of yourself. And remember, you don't have to deny reality to be strong. You just keep coming back to yourself again and again and again. Even in the storm, you can become the place that you land. You can become the lighthouse. And it's not because the storm disappears, but because you choose to stand. So thank you for joining me this morning. For today, just build one moment of stability, then another. That's how your safety grows. So if you like this content, all the things, like, share, subscribe. And I will be back Wednesday morning for the next installment of this theme. And then don't forget, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 9 p.m. is the Light in the Dark series that is intended to be soft and soothing. And then Sundays are longer deep dives. So let me know if there's anything that you would like to dive into in the comments. And I will be back on Wednesday. I hope you have a beautiful, stable, resilient day.